Let's face it, sometimes we can plan and plan and plan for the best vacation possible, but something's bound to go wrong. Hi, my name is Trey. I'm with Trey Tracy Travel in Madison, Mississippi. I'm a concierge travel advisor, and I like to provide my clients with custom planning services. Now, again, whether you use a travel advisor or not, sometimes things are going to go wrong, and I want to help you navigate those issues should something go wrong with your next vacation. So in this video, I'm going to provide you 6 of the most common things that I see can go wrong on your next trip and how you should handle them. But before we get started with those, let me just start off by saying, stay calm with no matter what issues goes wrong. We can tend to overreact, and sometimes I'm guilty of that myself, but the more I travel, the older I have gotten, I realize things are just gonna happen. So we just have to put our big boy pants on and deal with it. And if we stay calm and try to deal with that situation with a little bit of niceness versus overreacting and getting ugly with the people, things will tend to go a little bit better. So let's get started. The first thing is going to probably be the most common issue, and that is issues with your flights. Yes, as much as I would love to wish my clients to have every single flight on time, let's just face it, it's not going to happen. And rarely, as much as I've traveled, have I had a set of flights go perfect where every single one was on time. It's happened, but it's rare. And so let's just face it, people really just hate air travel. And the more that I've traveled, the more I really hate flying, just because of something's bound to go wrong with that flight. Whether it be a little bit of a delay or a cancellation, it can just really set the tone for the rest of that trip. But if something should go wrong with your flight, whether it be delayed or canceled, here's what you need to do. First of all, once you are booked and checked in with that airline, there's little that your travel advisor can do to help you with the actual flight portion of your trip. So the first thing you really need to do when there is a major delay or cancellation is to go see that airline representative as quickly as possible. Go ahead and jump in line. You can be texting and notifying your travel advisor of the issue so he or she can let the hotel know, let your transfers know. If they need to rearrange any tours that might be waiting on you when you get to your destination, they can help with that. But there's little to do, that we can do with regard to changing your flight once you're checked in. The best course is dealing with that airline rep. And again, as I said earlier, stay calm. Let's face it, you're not the only one aggravated once that flight gets delayed or canceled. So imagine hundreds of people that were on that flight that are in the same shoes that you're in right now, all attacking that one airline representative. Their day just went from great to terrible. And so you really don't want to be that person that's just compounding that problem. So start off with a nice smile, be as patient and calm as you can and nice as you can with that representative. And hopefully that will help you, but they're the best ones that are going to help you get you on your way, whether they reschedule you or what have you. But again, if you're working with a travel advisor, make sure he or she knows. If you've got travel insurance, make sure you are documenting everything. Keep those ticket receipts, document who you've talked to and stuff, because all that information is going to be helpful should you need to file a travel insurance claim as a result of a canceled flight or a delayed flight that's causing you to miss part of your trip. Number 2, lost luggage. It happens, and it happens to all of us, and little can we do at the moment other than once we get to our destination and realize our luggage did not make it, is to go see that airline representative. Go ahead and file that claim so they can start tracking your bags. Now, fortunately, most airlines nowadays, especially if you're using their mobile apps, you can track your luggage to see where it's located. So it's a whole lot easier for them to find your bags than it used to be. I also recommend, if you use the Apple AirTag or some other similar tracking device, hide that down in your suitcase so you also have a backup plan to know where your luggage is at all times as well. But should your luggage get delayed, then yeah, there's some course that the airlines have to take as well. If it's a significant delay, they're going to be responsible for having to help you get toiletries and clothes. Now, when I say they're responsible, rather, they're going to be responsible for helping to reimburse that. So if you have travel insurance, typically it's a minimum of about a 12-hour delay before your travel insurance will kick in for that lost luggage or that delayed luggage. But if you should have to file an insurance claim, again, make sure you're keeping a receipt of any clothes or toiletries that you're having to travel with. But I always advise my clients, take a carry-on. Even if you're flying domestically, chances are, that still your luggage could be delayed and such. But take your medicines, take some toiletries, maybe one change of outfit in your carry-on. And that way, should your luggage get lost or delayed, you can at least have a fresh change of clothes when you get to your destination. And hopefully by the time you need another set of clothes, your luggage has made it or you've made arrangements to get additional. But again, keep a documentation of everything. Don't throw that little ticket stub away that the airline representatives give you if you're checking your luggage. That's got your tracking number on it. Whether you're using your mobile app or not, that's going to be key to helping them know what luggage is yours when they're trying to look for it. Number 3, lost passport. Yes, that would be devastating, especially if you're overseas and you lose your passport. So here's what I always advise my clients to do. First, leave a copy of your passport with your travel advisor or an emergency contact back at home, as well as make a couple of copies of your passport and carry those separate from your passport. That's going to do several things. One, if you forget to make those copies, but at least your travel advisor or your emergency contact has a copy, they can email or text you a copy of that passport information. So then you can go to the local embassy to get the documentation you need to get back home. Now, I always tell my clients as well, don't just be, blasé about your passport when you're traveling. Keep that secure. If you got a safe in your hotel room and you're going to be in that destination for several days, just keep that passport in that safe. But put something next to that safe that will help you to remember, hey, I've got documents in that safe that I need to carry with me, because that would be really bad to get to your next destination and you realize you left your passport in the previous hotel safe. So I usually put a couple of pieces of clothing articles next to that safe that helps me remember, when it comes time to pack, be sure to check that safe that's in there. So, but keep a copy of that passport. If you don't need to take it out for the day with you, it's best to leave it secure in that safe. Don't ever pack your passports down in your luggage. It always needs to be with you in your carry-on, backpack, purse, whatever. And don't just leave it laying around on the seat next to you when you're sitting at the airport or whatever, because that could be something that could easily somebody come by and steal. So, but again, if you lose your passport, stay calm. Reach out to the local government officials there, preferably the U.S. Embassy, so you can get the information you need and they can help you when it's time to come back to the United States. Now, if you're finding value in this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and hit that like button down below. And I would really appreciate if you do me the favor of subscribing to this channel. Your support would go a long way in helping me with my business, and it costs you nothing. Number 4, you get injured or you become sick while in destination. Now, this should go without saying, but if you require immediate medical attention, don't sit around and think, what should I do? Go ahead and call the emergency number or seek medical emergency assistance as quickly as possible. You don't need somebody to tell you, yeah, you should go to the hospital. You know your body well enough to know if something is severely happening. Now, when you get to that hospital, certainly reach out to your travel advisor. While we can't start the actual claim process for you if you've got travel insurance, we can reach out to your travel insurance provider and get them involved so they can reach out to you and say, hey, here's what you need to do, let us help you. Travel insurance companies will do that. If you get sick and you need to go see a doctor and it's something minor, again, if you have travel insurance, go ahead, you'll typically pay for that doctor visit out of pocket, but when you come back, you'll submit a claim to the travel insurance company. So again, keep documentation, keep all the paperwork, any bills that you pay related to your medical treatment, keep all of those receipts and stuff so you can file that travel insurance claim. But again, if it's major and you really need to go to the hospital or something, you do need to loop in your travel advisor if you're using one so he or she can get that travel insurance company involved, because sometimes they've got hospitals they'd rather for you to go to because they have direct connection with and helps with the billing process and just makes things smoother, or they can advise you, no, you don't need this, or yes, you do need this kind of thing. But again, remember your travel advisor is not an insurance agent, so we cannot file that claim for you. We can only help you with that process and try to get you connected with the people you need to talk to. Number 5, your tour does not show up. Now this can be a frustrating one because you're so excited about that tour for the day. You've planned the day out around this tour. You get to where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be, and that tour does not show up. Okay, first of all, look at your tour documents, that voucher, and double check to make sure you are for sure where you're supposed to be meeting that tour guide. And if it is, there should be a phone number on your tour voucher to call and find out, hey, I'm where I'm supposed to be, when I was supposed to be, but nobody's here to start the tour. What do we need to do? If you don't get an answer from your tour company, then reach out to your travel advisor so he or she can step in and contact the tour company on your behalf. If that still can't get resolved, just again, document all this so then your travel advisor can help get a refund for you, help file a travel insurance claim for that no-show tour, things like that. Obviously, if you get contacted a day before or 2 days before by the tour operator that we're needing to cancel that tour and you're already in destination, reach out to your travel advisor so he or she can help find you another tour or make some suggestions for things you can do in absence of that tour that you had already had planned. But this kind of goes a lot of times common with tours that are booked through cruise lines, or rather tours that when you're on a cruise that you booked outside of the cruise line. You know, when it's booked through the cruise line, those have a pretty high guarantee they're going to make. But sometimes when you book third party, those tours can sometimes not show up, and I've had that happen with clients. So just make sure you know where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be, and make sure you're on time. Don't be that person who's the last one holding that group up, but be there. And again, if they don't show up, look at your documentation to make sure you're following the instructions of where to be, when to be, and call that number. And again, keep your travel advisor in the loop. Number 6, the hotel cannot find your reservation. Yes, sometimes this happens as well, and I've had it happen to clients before. And a lot of times it's because there's systems in the background that are not talking with one another. And usually it's the systems that we book your hotels through is not talking with that hotel reservation system. And while we do everything we can to confirm those hotel reservations and make sure everything goes as smooth as possible, sometimes it does happen. I've had it happen with my own personal travel before. And again, I just had to make alternative arrangements and such because that hotel was then sold out. So don't panic. Reach out to your travel advisor if you get to that hotel and they cannot find your reservation. We use quality suppliers that we can reach out to and they can help make that situation right. If you book the hotel directly yourself and you've got your confirmations and such, and they tell you, well, sorry, we don't have you in the system and we have no way to accommodate you, ask them, do you have a sister property that you can help me get into, or do you have another hotel that you can recommend that you could possibly call for me to make sure they have room that we can then check in. Again, I had to do that before. It was overseas. It was totally my fault. Everything went fine with the rest of the trip, but I had just for whatever reason did not look at the date correctly for that hotel. When we got there, they were sold out, but I asked them to help me find another hotel, and they did have a sister property they were able to put me in. So we all are humans. Humans make mistakes. Certainly computer systems can fail us at times too. So be patient with that front desk representative. Remember, kindness goes a whole lot further than screaming and yelling at them. But as I've been saying, reach out to your travel advisor. That's what we are here for. We are here to help you before your travel, during your travel, and when you come back, anything that we need to assist you with following those travel plans. Whatever happens, again, stay calm, enjoy your trip, deal with those little things that might pop up with kindness, and give those people a little grace, and that's going to go a whole lot further than being rude and ugly to those people. Now, if you need a travel advisor, and I highly recommend you use a travel advisor with any kind of travel planning, because in most cases it's not costing you extra to use a travel advisor, but you're going a long way in supporting local businesses. And if you need a travel advisor and you're in the United States, contact me. I would love to help you. My contact information is down in the comments below, and we can schedule a complimentary consultation so I can meet you, you can meet me, I can understand your travel plans a little bit better, and then we can figure out how to help you and get on your way to your next adventure. I thank you for watching.